Marketer, how would you improve the value proposition of this page? In the last Fast class, we shared a fascinating case study. We also promised to break it down in more details during this session. Here's a quick reminder. This is the control. It attempts to answer the value prop challenge. If I am your ideal prospect, why should I buy from you rather than any of your competitors? Look at the answer. Can you discern it? Essentially, it's this: because we can drive more traffic to your blog. But how good is that answer? How powerful is it? Well, we refined that answer using 4 key elements. We're going to show you those in this session. And this is the new page. This is the new answer, and this is the result. 321% more business. But how? Well, this is what we're going to discover in this session. But first, consider this insight. Every decision to purchase is preceded by 4 conclusions. And by focusing the power of your copy on those 4 conclusions, we can ramp up the force of our value proposition. So how do you do it? How can we learn the practical mechanics of strengthening our value prop? Well, that's what we're here for today. We're on section 4 of the landing page blueprint. And in this session, we're going to learn 3 vital principles. But first, you may recall in the last session, I asked you to write down your value prop. If you've not done so already, you may want to do that now. This process will help you learn and can help you drive more revenue. And if you'll put your answers in the YouTube comments, especially in the next 7 days, I'll do my best to reply. But on to the key learning. Here's the first of 3 critical points. Number 1, make certain the very form of your value proposition is structured properly. Look, if your value prop does not attempt to answer this key question, you're using the wrong model. Here it is again. If I am your ideal prospect, why should I buy from you rather than any of your competitors? We're going to drill on that. And the answer needs to be refined until it becomes a powerful reason, the summation of a rational emotional argument. We taught you about that in the last session. Onward, though. Let's apply this to the case study. So let's ask the question of the case study, but let's put it in the context. This again goes back to the last session. It's sort of an internal dialogue. Imagine the prospect comes to the page. They see you saying, will you? Your offer is essentially you asking, will you do something? Then subconsciously, they counter with, why should I? What comes next is the reason. And by the way, that's what points to, that's what drives your value proposition. Because I will. Now, as you think about that context, that's the context for every web page that has a call to action. Within that context comes this framework, this question, and the control answers, because you can drive more traffic to your blog. Distribute your content for only $89. But the treatment answers, because you can get more readers as early as tomorrow. Save over 70%. Which do you think is more compelling? Well, that leads us to the next point. The treatment is far more powerful, but why? Here it is. 2, aim at the epicenter of appeal. Separate the means from the end. Focus on the customer's experience of the value. So the control says drive more traffic. But why do you want to drive more traffic? So you can get more readers. And when do you want those readers? ASAP, as early as tomorrow. Even the image helps. Study how the image visualizes the appeal of the message, visualizes the resulting customer experience. A graph with dates and a spike in results. It's powerful. The control says distribute your content for only $89. The treatment says save over 70% for the WordPress blogger price of only $89. Look, normally $299. The control emphasizes the cost, but the treatment emphasizes the savings. Are you learning something? In this way, we do a psychological magic trick. The cost becomes a value. Remember, your objective is to win MicroYes 5. Yes, I want this now. And by the way, I'm referencing the MicroYeses in a different order than I will in the end, but we're going to focus in this order to help you learn best. And it brings me to point 3. Emphasize your exclusivity. Look at the control. Where are the superlatives? Where is the only factor? It has none. But look at the treatment. Look at these phrases. Unparalleled network of 1,000 plus websites. Most search engine referrals. And then it starts using an implied only factor. Because when you have a limited universe of competitors and they only had two, you can use implied superlatives, like here, more readers. They mean more than everyone else. More view and traffic, 14% more views, better results, industry's top site, more readers. You see what's happening here? Marketer, there's an inverse relationship between appeal and exclusivity. An appealing offer without exclusivity has its force diluted by the competing options. An exclusive offer without appeal has its force undermined by a lack of attraction. Indeed, anyone can target appeal, but that is not enough. Anyone can target exclusivity, but that is not enough. The art of the marketer is to achieve both. Consider this Venn diagram. It illustrates the marketer's task. And by the way, we're not making a claim. We're fostering two conclusions. You have what I want. I can't get this anywhere else. And these conclusions help us win these essential micro-yeses. Yes, I want this now. Yes, I want this now from you. The key for the marketer is in the overlap of this diagram. When you can get into that sweet spot where you have this exclusivity and appeal, then you are in the high margin, high growth zone. This is a key, and it should be the goal of every marketer. Clarity trumps persuasion. And remember, the impact of this new approach produced a startling 321%. Marketer, is your answer to the ultimate value proposition question a reason? Are you targeting the ideal customer's center of appeal? Have you engineered a meaningful only factor? When you combine all of this, you begin to zero in on the power. But there are still two keys missing, and I'm going to teach those in the next fast class. Because even if you say all of this and it's not understood or believed, it doesn't matter. It's not value that we need to achieve. It is perceived value. I'll share more coming soon. In the meantime, I want to thank you for your trust. I want to thank you for putting up with me. Let's learn together.